Welcome to Level 1 analysis. Level 1 analysis is where we look at all the words in a sentence and see which part of speech there are. As you may recall from earlier years, there are 8 parts of speech. Every word in the English language, as for that matter, any language, belongs to one of the 8 parts of speech. These are the words that make up our sentences. So I want you to take about 10, 15 seconds to think about what 8 parts might be. Okay, so what are the 8 parts of speech? We have our nouns, our person, places, and things. We have our verbs or action words. We have our adjectives, which describe nouns, and we have our adverbs, which describe verbs. One of the things to keep in mind if you get confused about those two terms, adjectives and adverbs, is that adjectives has ad, which is the Latin stem for to, and adverbs has the same Latin stem. So to the verb, that one makes perfect sense. But to the adjective, no. The word object. Think of the word object. So if you're thinking about an object, you're describing an object with an adjective. Pronouns are a type of noun, but they are used to kind of shorten the length of the word so that we're dealing with a few letters. I, you, he, she, it, we, they are our basic standard ones. There are some others that we'll look at later on, but they are our pronouns. Prepositions. You'll notice that I have it at an angle, and I always tell students the favorite part of speech of realtors is prepositions because they deal with location, 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 and we'll get into that a little bit more. Location in both time and space. Conjunctions are fanboy words, for and nor, but, or, yet, so. They help join together to conjoin two parts of a sentence, whether it be a series of items or whether it be two independent clauses. And last but not least, we have interjections. That's a bright yellow because these are the words that we use to give an emotional punch to what we write. They're often followed by an exclamation point, and they're the only time when a single word like wow can stand out as a sentence on its own. So what part of speech is each of the following words? I'm going to put a word up and I'm going to give you a second to think about it, and then I'll explain what it is, and we'll see if you got it right. Earth is a noun. Earth is actually a proper noun. It should always be capitalized when we're talking about the planet. When we're talking about dirt, the earth, then it's a common noun, but it is a noun. In, you should be thinking preposition. In the yard, in the house, it's all about location. Red describes an object, therefore it is an adjective. Once in a blue moon, it might be an adverb if it's describing another adjective. That's very unusual. The ly ending should give it away. Remember the rule about ly endings. Deeply is an adverb. If you said verb, you are correct. If you said noun, you are correct. A run in someone's stockings, a run in a baseball game are both nouns. They come from the verb to run, but they're being used as nouns. You is always a pronoun. But is part of fanboys, therefore it is a conjunction. I used that already. What is it? An interjection. Okay, this is a tough one. A lot of people have been taught that it's an article, and you are correct. However, it is actually an adjective. It's a subset of adjectives called articles. A, and the are articles, but they are adjectives. They are describing something. The car is a particular car in the parking lot, for instance. A car in the parking lot is any car in the parking lot. So it gives us a sense of quantity or specificity. If you said a verb, you are correct. A lot of students have trouble with the verb to be. When they see is, are, was, were, they start going, well, what exactly is that? It is a verb. It will never be an action verb. It will either be a linking verb or it will be known as what's known as an auxiliary or a helper verb. So I am going to the store, you are going to the store is always going to be there to help out the main verb. If you said noun, you are correct. However, paper can be used in two other ways. Can you think of two other ways it might be used? If you are giving out papers on a paper route, suddenly it's describing the route. It is an adjective. It is also a verb. Don't ever do this around Halloween. Don't paper somebody's house. It's not a good thing. I had friends who did it in high school and they got in a lot of trouble. Very is always going to be an adverb. It's always going to describe an adjective. Very angry, very funny. Again, our pronoun for the plural of I. Effective, the IVE ending will tell you very often effective is an adjective. Learn is a verb. If we use the term learned or learned, learned is past tense of learn, but learned, if it's pronounced that way, is being used to describe something and it's therefore an adjective. Conjunction, junction, what's your function, and is a conjunction. Yeah, you got it right. It's an interjection. Great. It's describing something. It is therefore an adjective. Here's a fun one. I would suspect that some of you are going to say that that is a noun. He was filled with dread. Some of you are going to say it's a verb. I dread going to math when I have an exam. And some of you are going to say that it is describing something, the dread event. Now, often you'll see dreaded being used, but you can say dread and use it as an adjective. Correct? It's a pronoun, the plural of he, she, or it. Over is a preposition. Over the hill, over the course of the day. Notice, remember I said before that prepositions describe time or place. The ly ending should give it away that it is being used as an adverb describing something. Overly optimistic, overly enthusiastic. This is a tricky one. 6 is a weird word, as are all numbers. All numbers are both adjectives and nouns. I have 6. Yes, it's saying I have 6 of what? Usually if we say I have $6, dollars is the noun, 6 is describing it. However, if I say I have 6, it's implied that there's something else going on, but it's treated as a noun. Further, the number 6 is a noun. So when we're talking about mathematics, numbers do become nouns. But otherwise, if they're describing the number of an item, the item is the noun and 6 is the adjective. Knowledge is a noun. It comes from the verb to know. Okay, so this is one of those weird cases where normally when we see the word leads, we say verb, and that is correct. However, there are times when it's being used as a noun. When we talk about leads in the news business, he has a lead on a story that is being used as a noun. There are other kinds of leads, but most of the time it's going to be a verb. To is an unusual one because we will often see it being used with the verb to be, to do, to run, to know. However, it is always a preposition. It's about location. If you said power is a noun, you are correct. If you happen to say power is a verb, you are correct. If you happen to say power is an adjective, you are correct. The power plant is powered and gives off power. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is to take about a minute and look at this and decide what are the parts of speech for these 6 words, or 7 words, excuse me. And then I'm going to put up an answer key. So see if you can get the answer right. Okay, so this is a sentence from Harrison Bergeron, which we read earlier this year. George weighed the bag with his hands. There are a lot of things going on in this sentence, but each word has a particular role that it plays. Let's take a look at what the actual answers are. Okay, so George is a proper noun, but it is a noun. Weighed, the action that he's doing, is the verb. The is describing the bag, therefore it is an adjective. Bag is a noun, it's an item. With is about location. It's the location. How is this being done? With his hands. And it fits into the location mode. It is a bit odd. With is probably one of the most odd prepositions. His, don't confuse it with being a pronoun. He is the pronoun. His is describing hands. It is very confusing to us to think that, wait a minute, so if I take he and I make it possessive, it's not a possessive pronoun. It is technically, could be called a possessive pronoun, but its actual function, its part of speech, is to describe hands. And hands, again, is our noun. So what I'm going to have you do at this point is you're going to go into the Google Classroom, and you're going to be pulling up a set of exercises that you're going to have a set of sentences that you're going to look at, and you're going to fill out online those questions, and then you're going to share it with me in Google Classroom, after which you're going to discuss parts of speech with your discussion group. Now, you've been assigned and you've already answered one question about discussion in a discussion group. So you are part of one of 6 groups in the class. All of that is due the discussion group activity and the completion of the online writing is due on October 22nd or 23rd, depending on what day you have class with me. You're going to bring in your you're going to complete the work and then bring in your sheet to class where I will go over the answers in class. Hope you have a great day and good luck with the exercise.